Hello everyone, hope everyone's doing well. In this video we're going to be doing our third devlog on the Fae Fashion little fairy dress up game, and some of the clips I might sound a little rough. I got sick, but we push on through, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Okie dokie, so I have done another live stream, and in this live stream I got the tabs to start working. I've expanded drag and drop. We're going to show you that in a second. Yeah. So, first of all, I wanted it to be able to switch between the tabs. And how I have done this in the past is there are a bunch of them set up on top and it moves the whole thing with a sticker over. Let me pull up a different file to show you what I mean. So this is my other dress-up game, which is called Spooky Scarecrows. You can play on itch.io if you want. And this is how I had stuff move before. Basically, all of these things that are touching the black boxes, they are going to move with the box depending on which thing I click on. So if I click on bodies, it'll move this stuff over. If I move faces, I'll move this stuff over. And all of this has a sticker behavior, so it's all stuck together. And I have to give it coordinates. It's annoying. Basically, this moves down, and all of this stuff moves with it. When you click on this stuff. And this gives a lot more instances that are unnecessary inside the game. And it also is just not ideal. It's very hard to make sure it's all colliding properly. It's not ideal. Don't do this. This is the only thing I could come up with for it to work. But now I'm going to show you what I have it doing now. And I also want to note that each one of these is a different object. This is bar hide 1, this is bar hide 2, and this is bar hide 3. But there are three different, are they objects or images? Let me just make sure I know what I'm talking about. There are three different objects. What I'm going to be doing this time, one object, and it gets renamed. Now let me open that file back up. Alright, so this is the box. And I had named this drag and drop name because I was doing something else with the idea, and then I ended up expanding upon it. I could probably just rename this, but I don't want it to break, so I'll rename it later. Basically, this is the name of the box, and it's just box. And if you go into here, at the beginning of scene trigger once, change the name of the box to how to play. And that's that way the how to play thing will be the first thing you see. And it also has a tab, so you can go back. I did decide that I think I like the idea of a tab. So this tab right here, this placeholder, that you click on this and it'll pull up how to play with all of the binds and everything else that you would want to use. And if it's not equal how to play, it deletes the how to play layout. And that layout is a scene group. So let's say I have all of the texts for like how to play here, and I have like any kind of images or anything. I'll put them all in here. Right now it's just a placeholder just to see if it'll do the thing. And then it'll delete all the objects out so they're not in there, there's not an instance, there's nothing. So I kind of repeat that for everything. So basically, if it doesn't equal the name that is associated with the tab, that stuff deletes. So another example would be clothes. You create an external layout clothes, and that's this over here. There's no clothes. This is just to make sure it works. And once you've done that, it will create that once, and then if you click on another tab, it does something else. So I'll just like show you because I feel like I'm explaining this atrociously. So this will be the how to play thing. You go here, it's closed. You go to here. This is the drag and drop stuff, which we will show you that in a second. Go here, close again, how to play, goes back and forth. Obviously, it's going to be like a lot prettier and like everything else, but it does all of the things I want it to do. The one problem is that if you continuously click it, it creates a bunch of the same instances. Now, I don't know why I'm going to click this a bunch of times. I don't know how to stop that. If I figure it out, I'll add it. But if not, I don't see any reason someone would click on the same tab 600 times. But what do I know?
Okay, and now we have this part, which is drag and drop. Now we've seen this stuff up here, but some things have changed. So when you click on the tabs, if you click on, we're calling it the sparkles tab for now, and it is named drag and drop. You have to then spawn in, or what I'm doing is I'm spawning in each object onto a point on the box. So I will show you what that means. Here's your box. Here's flower white. Here's flower pink. And it will spawn here once. I also tell it to spawn smaller. So I have it half scale, so 0.5, just so you can fit more stuff on the box. And then when you go to drag it, let me go back to drag and drop. If you go to drag it, it will become bigger. But when it's spawned, it's also half scale, so that way it's plush against the image and you can't tell that one is spawning in and spawning out if you don't pick it up. So this is how it looks. See, as you can see, there's nothing happening. If you look at the white one, you can kind of see it pulsating, but it's kind of hard to tell. But if you click it and drop it, it deletes. Because imagine you have this covered with things and you're just trying to grab something and something's on top. That's annoying. But if you pull it out, you get a bigger one. And I'm just really excited about how much I have improved with drag and drop for this game. This game is gonna make Bun Bun Bouquets magical. I'm just saying. Because when I was working on this last time, I forgot that things need to be smaller and then spawned in bigger. I completely forgot that that was a thing that I needed to do. And then I remembered that while editing the previous devlog. And I was like, frick, how do I do that? And then I thought, well, what if I have it spawn in as a size, and then the other one spawns in as the size, and then you pick it up, it changes size. But then I was like, how you gonna have it change size and then not keep trying to do that? So I had to figure that out. But I'm very happy with this. This is great. This is the most exciting thing for me ever. Because when I do Bun Bun Bouquets, I'm gonna want to have lots of flowers, and I was like, how am I gonna have the drag and drop but them be small? Now I know what I have to do. It's gonna be very tedious. It's gonna be so incredibly tedious. Unless I can just calculate the measurements and hand put them on there instead of having to hand program them on. I don't know, it's going to be a whole thing, but that's a completely different game. We'll worry about that later. Okay, I'm not feeling well, so I'm going to sound terrible, and this is going to be quick. So the last thing you saw was me getting some of the functionality. Well, I finished the layout part of the functionality, and I started adding art. So the font I'm reusing from a different game that I'm working on, which is not right now. I added some tweens to these tabs. I gave them a little woodsy look, and you can cycle between everything. I was thinking about adding color slider or an RGB box. I don't think I will for this game, even though it would fit. It's just really complicated, and I have to get it work for each individual thing that I would have a color picker for. Maybe in the future. I need to now get all of the functionality to work in this scene instead of the other one. So I need to get the at least one of each of these, and then one or two of these to make sure this works. But first I need to have the thing, and I'm gonna put the points on, because I'm not gonna do all the work of points and lining them up and then have to do it again. So I'm gonna work on some art so that I could go further with the mechanics. Alrighty. So what I decided to do, because I am not going to be able to do a whole bunch of poses before the month is out, because I have to do art for every pose, every piece of clothing. I have to draw multiple times. I want this done in February. If I want to add more at a later date, I can. But I decided instead we could do multiple backgrounds. So this is the first background I've been working on. You can tell it's in a bunch of pieces. I'm probably going to separate the clouds out and have them move back and forth, just to give it a little more life, and maybe add some sway to some of the leaves in the background, just to add a little bit of movement in the background.
She's separate. She's also a placeholder. This isn't the finished one. I just wanted to have something there to like test some stuff with. But this is what we have. And you get this, all this stuff still works. I have to add sounds and stuff still. There's no sounds. Like I said, this looks a little stiff. I want at least the clouds to move. Maybe some leaves in the background to move too. I'm not sure yet. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to make a variable, and I'm going to have it random in range at the number, and whatever number it gets, that will be the layout for the background, and that will be what background you get. And it's going to be the same pose, and one background will be her sitting on a birdhouse thing, and the stick that comes out, and the other one will be her sitting on a log on a stump. I think I saved them. Yeah. So we have this one. We have this one, which is literally the artwork that you saw us in the last devlog. This is the one that I'm really working on, and then her sitting in a tree. That's what we're going to be going with. So I'm pretty happy with how this is coming along. I guess there's some variety, since we're not going to get a variety in poses. And it'll randomize every time you vary which background you get. Alrighty, I am in the future. Hello. I sound a lot better because I feel a whole lot better. That was awful. Anyway, so what I've done since the last thing that you've seen, literally doing this as I'm editing the devlog. So like this is recorded the same day it goes up. I was talking about how I'm going to do different layouts. I've only gotten the one layout done. I'll probably work on that some more, maybe on my live stream or something. I don't know yet. But this is what we've got, and this is the one layout. I have her on here still. These are all placeholders just to see if stuff is possible. And I want to show you what I have and explain a couple things, and then we'll end up the devlog. Okay, so let's just preview. No sounds really haven't added yet. I added some sway to the leaves in the background. I'm not quite happy yet with this full layout. I might change it even more. I feel like there's too much green. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it though. I might add some flowers, or I might make the deep background have flowers. I'm not really sure because I don't want to take away from the fairies though. We will figure that out, but you've seen this stuff all works. First thing I want to show is you can now resize and rotate your drag and drop items. So if you want to make yourself a little flower crown, you can. If you want to recolor the skin, you can. I thought about also making it, you could change the ears, but I feel like that's going to be too much for the time I have left, because I want this game presentable by March 1st. I might do more things to it afterward because I do really like the project, or I might just be like, well, I got out of my system, maybe next time. We will see. But you can change the skin tones. I was gonna have a color slider box RGB thing. Multiple people gave me different ways to do it, and I could tell that while it would be great for this game, it will also take me a very long time to get it to all work how I want for each individual thing that we recolored. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. But it's still good to have because I might need it for something else. So thank you to the people who were trying to help me. When it comes to hair, you can have hair and color up this here. And I discovered that I'm doing all of this stuff the hard way, because what I was doing, my baseline was when I made Scarecrow game, if you try and click and drag stuff, the hair would also move. And I was like, well, I need to make it where it can spawn in and spawn out so it's not in the way. But then I forgot, you're not moving the hair in this game, so that whole thing I spent weeks doing was a waste of time. I mean, I guess I kind of know how to do it now, but like, I don't know when I'm going to need it. I did kind of think about making a Spooky Scarecrows too, so maybe my first sequel will need it, but for now we don't need it, so there's that. But yeah, so we can change the hair color, and it goes long and short. I also forgot that short hair is fine, but long hair needs 2 separate pieces, as you can see right here. This here is one piece, and this here's another piece. This is all placeholders. I was gonna just not do placeholders, but I was like, you know what, I'll do placeholders, it's fine. So you can cycle through while being on this UI, and you can change the colors. You can go through all of this stuff. I haven't implemented any of these. I have to implement all of this still. But yeah, I've gotten a lot done. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but in the back end, this took me days. Especially the hair. I had a bug where the hair was like recoloring, but like only coloring the foreground and not the background. And then I had it where it was flicker, because I want it when it goes off, it'll still be the color you pick last, because I want you to be able to cycle forwards and backward. But I haven't gotten the amount of pieces I need to like tell it to cycle backward properly. But that was a hassle. I had to fix that. The skin was like the easiest one to do, honestly. So I will be having a fair amount of colors for everything, since I won't be doing the color slider. I might have a couple more tones of like natural skin tones, and then I'll have like a row of like pastel colors, just in case you want an unnatural colored fairy. Lots of hairstyles. I can't do as many as I wanted because of how Z order works. It's a little weird, because it also has to take account for the clothes, which will be on top of the fairy, but it has to be underneath the hair. It's going to be a whole thing, is what I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, we're making progress. Okie dokie, that's about it for now. I will probably be implementing everything within this week. That's gonna be a struggle. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day, good rest of your week. Please like, subscribe, share, comment if the hype thing works for me. Hype me up, yeah! Okie dokie, I'll see you all later. Bye!